At this point, we kind of have the idea that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of species or more alive and extinct. And so even if you're studying a species, it's almost impossible to memorize everything. Even if it is your species of specialty, to know all the ones around it and like it and the whole family. You can get a good idea, but it's just hard to memorize absolutely everything. And so what you use to understand what species you're looking at is called a key. Sometimes you may have seen them like wildflowers of Missouri or birds of the Midwest or something. They're categorized like that. That's more of a guide based on things like color or certain other features. A key is much more specific, and it's a couplet system. You kind of choose your own way that you go through it. Have you ever read any of those choose your own ending books, like the Goosebump books, To Open the Door, turn to page 390 or whatever? I love those books. They were fantastic. But I used to always read the endings and then flip back to the other one. But anyway, it's kind of like that. And so a key, all it's doing is telling you the name of your organism. It doesn't tell you anything about evolutionary history. So don't confuse a key with a phylogenetic tree. A key just tells you what you're looking at. But the best way to understand a key is just to run through it. So down here, I've given you a list of insects. Because it's hard to tell what's going on in a black and white picture, if it has a star, that means the wings are transparent. So I have that bolded there. Star indicates transparent wings. And then it's really hard to tell unless you know what you're looking at. So on letter G, that one, and that's kind of a, let me zoom in. You can kind of, there's going to be a line that asks you about a constricted neck. That one kind of has a constricted neck. But let's just run through it. So the first one here, maybe you know what this is. Maybe you already know it's a dragonfly, and that's fine. But let's take it through the key. So if we look at our insect, now flip to the next page, and we'll see our key. Notice it's written in couplets, groups of two, 1A, 2A, or sorry, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. If we read the first couplet, it says insect with wings or insect without wings. Well, if we look at ours, it has wings. So we go all the way over to the right, and it says go to couplet 2, if that is true. Well, it is, it has wings. So now we move down to couplet 2. And it says wings all fully transparent and visible, or wings not transparent. Well, ours, I tell you, has 2 transparent wings. That's what that star means. So that must be true. Wings fully transparent. That says go to couplet 3. We move down. Hind wings absent or modified into small structures, or hind wings present. Well, I'll tell you here, it has front wings and hind wings. So hind wings must be present. So that says go to couplet 4. Down there, hind wings similar in size as front wings, or hind wings smaller. They look pretty similar to me, both of them. If we go over to the right, well, there's our species, or there's our, in this case, we did family and, or order and common name. And so on the next page, you'll have a chart, and it asks you to write down the insect order and the common name. I give you the first one. Odonata is the order, dragonfly is the common name. Your task is now to use the rest of them and go through and see if you can pick out what they are using the key. If you know what they are already, that's fine. That makes sure you're doing it correctly. The goal of this first one is to make sure you know how to use a key. And I'll come back around and I'll give you all the answers to make sure you have the right ones. If you work faster than me, go ahead and try your hand at the next one. It's a little harder. We're using all the same group. It's a bunch of different salamanders. And so that key is a little more intricate. And so again, you'll practice going through that key, making sure you know how to do it. And then I'll give you the answers for that as well to make sure you really know what you're doing on that one. Again, if you move faster than me, go ahead and go on to the next part. I give you 9 different animals, and your job is to make a very basic key, very simple. There are a couple rules, and one of those is you have to assume that the person using the key has no idea what these are. So you can't say, is a snake, is not a snake, or has wings, or what you can say, however, is has legs, does not have legs, or has wings, does not have wings. But remember, it has to be in that couplet form, to where you have a choice that either gives you the organism or it gives you to another couplet. And it doesn't always have to immediately give you the organism. Sometimes it can lead you down a couple rows, but just real basic here. You don't have to get too detailed, just very simple. And then as always, our labs have a real short lab review, critical thinking type questions.